Ladies and gents, we are going to be going live with the GESC Indonesia qualifiers for South America. This is going to be the qualifiers to get through to the GEC minor happening in, let's take a look, I was given stats, the Bangkok International Trade and Exhibition Centre on the 9th to the 12th of May. I'm going to be joined by Cynical Soapbox. Cinny, how you doing?
Howdy there. I'm doing just fine. I'm doing splendidly, actually. It's Friday evening. And I'm ready for some Dota.
Pretty good. So this is going to be the first step for both teams to get towards qualifying for this South American closed qualifiers for GESC. And just looking up some game stats, I couldn't find every match, but looking at the last few matches that SG and Mad Kings have played, SG seem to take it every time. And so Mad Kings are looking to try and turn this around. Going to be banning out the Chen, the Omni Knight is going to be the Naga, as well as the Night Stalker taken out by SG. Razor going to be the final ban, even after that little bit of a nerf on Thursday. So anything particular you're looking for first picks? You know, tiny picks, maybe something like, well, not Gyrocopter first, but you know, heroes that you think are too good to turn down in that first section.
Difficult to say. We just had a patch literally with less than 24 hours ago, right? I think. And it has mixed things up a wee bit. I still love Tiny. I think he's a phenomenal offlaner with the tree grab. And there we go. 9k predictions. So yeah, not surprising, an amazing offlaner. I've also seen him played mid, but never at this level. So
okay. I mean, it was OG, I think it was, that made the Tiny offlane a little bit popular. Jaro going to be the first pick with Elder Titan. Yeah, I guess with the Stomp, you've got the cooldown combo there as well.
Huge combo.
And,
do you think it'll be a mid-copter, though?
Probably not. I don't think I've seen a mid-copter in a very long time.
It's just, it's only no one who seems to be running that. But it can be done.
And Shadow Fiend is the third ban. Do you think he's in, even with that nerf now that reduces the damage on the raise or the constant raises, do you think that puts him in a bit of a worse place, or do you think he's still going to be picked up regardless?
I don't know. I think it does affect him a lot because the damage stacks like exponentially. So I think I don't know. I think you'll see him drop off a little bit, to be honest with you. I think he was a little bit situational right at the end of the patch. I know he had a spike in popularity in the early stage of the previous iteration, but I think that might be the nail in the coffin. But I guess we'll see. Bounty Hunter, interesting.
Yeah, and I do like the Bounty Hunter just because the longer the game goes on, as long as you can get those track kills off, you are going to be taking the lead net worth-wise above your opponents. Of course, that does mean that you have to get the kills, but Bounty Hunter's a good roaming hero in the early game. It costs the team, the enemy team, in gold, in fact, that they need to be buying up the wards, the dust, and just really keeping an eye out, because if he gets in that mid lane and there's just a little bit of a lapse in concentration, you can be paying with couriers. And I think the most couriers I've seen going down was about 5.
Sure.
Actually, it was an SA game, and just constantly picking those off. So Mad Kings looking to do a bit of harassment with the Bounty Hunter early, I guess.
5 seconds.
Sure. I think it also says that they're not looking to go for like well, certainly not a 4 protect 1 strat, but also that you'll probably see them pick up a strong safe laner. Because Bounty Hunter's not super great in the lane. He's melee, doesn't hit particularly hard, and he's obviously, you're not getting the best return on investment unless he's roaming. So I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Luna or a Medusa or something like that that's a little stronger, to make up for the fact that it's basically going to be a dual lane for Dire.
Clockwork the Lifestealer, the Sand King of the Pugna, and I mean, oh yes!
Wow!
Yes!
Wow! It didn't take long.
I mean, why wouldn't you? She's extremely strong, got so much control. The damage coming out from one of her 2 ultimates as well. Well, maybe one of her 5 ultimates, should we say? Because and yeah, got through without a nerf. So this is gonna be the first Dark Willow game I've seen in Captain's Mode. I don't know whether it was run earlier today, but certainly didn't take long, less than 24 hours.
This is the first time I've seen it in a CM game.
And wonder why they run this.
Vicious.
Because, I mean, I have seen Dark Willows take the mid lane, do quite well there. Even people talking about putting her in the off lane as well. So, she's one of those very versatile heroes, as the Death Prophet does come out from Mad Kings.
Sure, that's a lot of push already. You got tiny DP, so maybe they're looking to death ball this up. You've got the Sand King band. Interesting. I don't know enough about the teams. Are SG Sand King players?
I think he's just one of those good heroes that you get him with the Elder Titan, the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, of course.
And he's especially also with the Dark Willow now as well, with those brambles.
He's pretty good at anti-push in that he can sort of clear the wave. Burrow strike in, Sandstorm, and then blink out. Underlord, I love this hero.
Okay,
so I think we could... It's not going to be a Dark Widow offlane. I think we can confirm that.
Yeah, they pick up the Juggernaut, a good hero against the Gyrocopter, I feel. He can get in close. The homing missile doesn't really affect him because he just spins it off. So I do like the Juggernaut pick up against the Gyrocopter. Gives
him more push as well with the healing ward. You can spin and attack tower still, and he lanes pretty well against Underlord because you can gank him with the spin, and you've got the crit and stuff, which negates the damage aura. And pretty quick though on the picks. I think that suggests they knew what they had in mind. You know, not reacting too much.
So what do you think they're missing? Obviously, Mad King's maybe looking for that position 5. From what I can tell, unless they want to run a support Tiny. I
mean, no, I'd love to see it, but I don't know if we'll be privileged this game. I think, a hard 5, like a CM or a Witch Doctor or something. CM got a big buff in the patch yesterday, so I'd love to see her come back into the competitive scene. I am curious to see whether or not it is safe lane Gyro, or they're going for the mid Gyro.
Yeah, I mean they're leaving it open. The Gyrocopter pick is quite a fluid pick, so they can respond to this. Well, they do have the last pick as well, so they can respond to the final pick of Mad Kings. Overall, I guess it just comes down to whether you want to run this Dark Willow.
Sure. I think this final ban will be very telling, because maybe Mad Kings know more than we do about what SG are planning to run.
Dyer's pick.
Terrorblade. So I think they think it's a mid gyro.
Maybe. I mean, Gyrocopter with the Terrorblade, that's just, it offers a lot of push, and the Terrorblade didn't really get the nerfs that everyone was expecting as well.
Oh my goodness, no he didn't. Ice Frog, if you're watching, you've got some work left to do, my friend. But yeah, no, he's hella stonk.
Radiant's pick.
There's the Witch Doctor.
I like that as just a general pick, because offers a bit more lockdown if you can get it with the spin. The Maledict is probably one of the strongest spells in the game, just for the added damage that it offers. You know, you get that down before anything comes out. It's just a bit of a shame that the cast range is so small.
5 seconds.
I think he's super strong as a lane support, though. His right clicks pretty hard. He's got a decent stun. Maledict is nice. The heal, you've got this double healing ward effect of Juggernaut and Witch Doctor as well, which makes pushing just super strong because the creeps don't die. So I would not be surprised to see a Death Ball style push at about sort of 14-15 minutes from Mad Kings. But having said that, SG do have they have the tools. They got huge team fight. Pretty much every hero has team fight capability. I think we're looking for a carry here. I'm trying to think what they're going to go for. I mean, Faceless Void wouldn't be terrible. Got a lot of stuff to throw into Chrono. Visage. Goodness me.
Let's see.
Is that core Visage?
Ten seconds to go.
So, between the two lineups, what are we going for, Cine?
Oh, I would have to say I like Dire. No, I changed my mind. I like Mad Kings. Mad Kings.
You going for Mad Kings? Bearing in mind, like I say,
they are Dire. Oh no, I was right the first time. Yeah.
SG
like
have always come out on top, as far as I can tell. There could be
on
a couple
draft
matches.
alone, I would say Mad Kings, but I don't know enough about the two teams.
Okay. So let's take a quick look at the items before we get underway. There's going to be a smoke coming out from the side of SG, which they are going to be using now. 4 heroes moving themselves over down towards this bottom side of the map on the Radiant side of the jungle. They do have a bounty hunter that can break the smoke. Whether they have it in a reveal, let's take a look. He's gonna...
Do they have dust on Willow? Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Puppy, please.
And I think the smoke broke just in range of the gyrocopter there.
Yeah, gyrocopter just. Bounty Hunter doesn't know yet though. He's still on the low ground, but so this could be an easy first blood. It was not intentional because it was the Dire team who paused. So, I
mean, yeah, they've got the awareness. They've pinged him out as well. He's coming up on this. They're going to be able to chase him down. Visage slowing him down. The right click's coming out now as well, and it looks like Theo wants to go for it. One more right click from anybody. He does get the ward down.
Don't think they spotted it either. So.
But it's going to cost him his life, yeah. And it's actually going to go towards the gyrocopter as well, so...
That's a great start for SG.
That's exactly
it's a dream start. I mean, to be fair, they had the dust ready, so I think they were going for that, irrespective of the pause. I think... But you got to be kicking yourself if you're bounty hunter now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think like you say, you've got to know once you pick that bounty hunter up, if you come across 2-3 heroes, then they are going to be looking for that early pickoff.
Were they aggro tri-laning on SG? He's lane? They haven't. Currently, nobody is safe lane. Oh no, Jari's making his way down now.
Yeah, it looks like they may have been considering it, but the swap's going to come out. Tiny's even making his way up to the top lane. Is this going to be an off-lane juggernaut? Kind of looks like it is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I say, you can get up in the face of the gyrocopter, but once that spin does start, okay, they're removing the lanes. It's just going to be a game of musical lanes until we get settled. And Pico going for the Shadow Realm first. It's a great mid lane. Got the Bounty Hunter. Scouting out the Visage in the mid. He's in the river. So Leo still. Throwing the harass him out. Yeah, it's going to be chased down. The slope from the Orb of Venom as well. It's not going to be enough, but Fodiar's going to be taking a lot of harass damage there. And Sladin might even come back in for this. But Fodiar does just back himself away. You want bot lane? It's going to be a bit of aggro coming up. There's going to be the Spirit as well. The Missile not going to be able to get the spin off in time for the Juggernaut. It's being right-clicked down by the Elder Titan. And Tiny is there to try and support him. So it looks like it could be that position 4-5 Tiny. As Juggernaut just runs himself away, taking a lot of harass. The Radiant Courier is going to go down in the mid lane. But Juggernaut gets himself away. Nah, they bring Pico into the mid. So as far as the lanes go, Juggernaut is going to move himself up to the top, up against Underlord now as well. Is there any particular matchups you're looking at that you think could be a definite advantage?
I think... it's difficult to say. I think Tiny does okay in this offlane, provided Bounty Hunter keeps them harassed in the middle lane. I think Witch Doctor is actually doing great work versus Underlord top. I'm surprised to see that being as effective as it is. But I think yeah, normally Underlord's really difficult to lane against as a melee core, but I think because you've got spin and you can threaten the gank, Juggernaut does better than most. So to my mind, it's pretty even.
We've got two Invis heroes just scouting out this mid lane with the Dark Willow, picking up an Invis rune as well as the Bounty Hunter. Which one was off first, or they're going to see the re-smoke coming up from the Bounty Hunter? So Pico spots that one out. Should be letting 4DR know. But just has to move himself away, looking maybe for a courier coming in, but it is going to be firmly in the fountain. Leo still gets slowed down, just has to move himself back. The Grip Swarm doing a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, bot lane. Tiny going to be seeing the Elder Titan, able to move himself away, looking for the stack with his tree.
I love this play.
It's like, does he just disrupt it enough? I think they're still going to get the stack, yet still stacks it up. Now the dust reveal, it's going to go onto the Bounty Hunter. Pico, is he going to be able to get himself away as the cast bounces through? He's able to get off the Shadow Realm, but it looks like he's not going to be able to get himself. Drops the Brambles, and there's going to be the sleep from the Spirit as well. And it looks like maybe Theo gives himself up, chasing down this Bounty Hunter. He's going to be able to get the kill. Sladen. Yeah, and the Elder Titan give himself up in sacrifice for Pico. Pico should be able to get himself out safely now. But
that was a nice stomp. She was dead for sure, otherwise.
Yeah, and I guess, I don't know, do they just play this as 2-on-2 with Pico now, wait for the Elder Titan to get back to lane? Oh, it looks like he's moving himself up to the top lane, just to try and contest the Juggernaut.
Yeah, they've left Juggernaut alone now. 21-12, so he's having a good time at the moment, but without the harassment of that Witch Doctor, he might start to suffer now. You see Underlord already applying a lot of pressure.
Witch Doctor picks himself up a haste, and Bounty Hunter scouts out Pico. But Slater not going to do anything about this, and I guess they've got to be guarding the stack as well, because the Tiny, once he gets a couple of levels in his tree, or maybe the Avalanche Toss, is going to be able to pick those off from under the nose of the Gyrocopter. Just, I guess a question about how effective the Witch Doctor is against the Underlord, maybe not why they're not running him top, but that Maledict, because Underlord's a tanky hero, 900 health, he's got the 4 armor, do you think the Maledict, he should be trying to use that more on him? Just because obviously the amount of damage he takes, it does more damage to him over time.
Sure. It's amazing versus him, but you don't have like a Shadow Shaman Shackle or like a Lion Hex or something to keep him in place to do enough damage. The bongos are pretty unreliable at this early stage. So
Sladen is going to walk in, spotted out by that sentry, and now Witch Doctor, what's he going to do for this? Because the Elder Titan is rotating down as well. And it looks like he's going to spot out the Witch Doctor. The pings are coming through. I think he just sees him. Let's take a look at the vision. He's going to see him now. Spirit comes up, stomped. KZ is not going to be able to move himself away. As Elder Titan does get himself up onto the hill, but the sleep does wear off. And now the TP. Yeah, Witch Doctor's out of there. And taking a look at the last hits, the Juggernaut still rocking the top. As the right click comes out, the spin's going to be there as well. Underlord taking a bit of damage. Even the body blocks coming out from the Bounty Hunter the chase. There's going to be the bongos. Maledict comes out as well. And it looks like Laposa should go down. One more right click. And it's actually going to be the Maledict that picks that one up. And
that was really nice that he bought a TP kind of on the run. I think he was going to go for the TP out. But he spotted the Witch Doctor in time not to waste it. So it was good composure. Otherwise, that would be a long walk of shame back to the offlane.
As far as the lanes go, Death Prophet absolutely destroying 4DR in this lane so far. Do you think this changes once he gets his familiars up, or do you think the Death Prophet's just too strong at the minute for him to try and contest?
It's going to be tough to...
Speaking about contest, yeah, the Brambles go down. Death Prophet is going to be able to move himself away. 4DR moves himself back in. But there was 2 heroes around. Just couldn't get the lockdown onto the Visage for that kill.
I think obviously the familiars are a huge power spike, but yeah, they're not great at flash farming, and Death Prophet's a ways ahead at the moment, so it's going to be a tough comeback, I think, for Visage. Particularly when they decide they want to start pushing towers.
Bounty Hunter gets cheeky, just blocks this stack.
It's a real nice play.
Stop, just going to be a little bit off the mark. The missile chasing Mogo down. Eco is there, he's got himself the Brambles. Still drops those now, and the Rocket Barrage coming out from the Gyrocopter. The toss up into the air does a lot of damage to him, but he's going to throw out the cooldown. Bounty Hunter comes in. Do they have any reveal? He is going to reveal himself. Get out of that Shadow Walk. And it's going to be 2 kills going the way of the Radiant. Could even be 3. KZ's going to be able to get himself away.
To Maledict. He's dead, yeah. They get the ET.
It's a damn shame. Well, it's good for the Witch Doctor anyway. And now Costabile, bit of trouble. The cast is going to come through. There's going to be the Shuriken toss as well. It looks like Costabile goes down. Gets the stick. Is that going to be enough? It's not. Moga. One last toss. As Pico gets the return.
Playtime not enough for Bounty Hunter. Almost there though.
Yeah, he kind of made a bit of a mistake, you know, being that low with such a low respawn time.
Sure. Oh, the familiars come mid lane. A little bit of action. Soul Siphon on familiars. Nice.
Gonna be a stomp onto the DP, just gets away from that. Now, 4-4, 8.5 minutes in, 3k net worth advantage, going the way of Mad Kings. So far it is looking up towards the way of Mad Kings. And the Bounty Hunter rotating in. 4DR, once again, unaware of this. He does have a sentry ward on the right side of the river, however, so the Bounty Hunter can't get too close. And just as the first 10 minutes of what I'm going to say is the first Dark Willow CM match, how do you think she's doing?
Yep. Pretty great. I mean, she's got 2 kills, 2 assists. I had to get bailed out a few times by Elder Titan. But, you know, they've had a kind of a rough start all round, so you haven't been able to see, you know, we haven't seen her full potential yet. But yeah, I think overall, considering how the lanes have gone, pretty well.
The rotation. Smoker rotation going to come in onto DP. I think, did it just break onto the Gyrocopter? Yeah, I think it did, and Death Prophet saw that. Moves back Leo style. Just needs to be careful as the Willow as well as the Bounty Hunter going to be coming across each other. At least the Bounty Hunter spots out Pico there. EP back down to the bot lane as the Elder Titan being engaged on the Maledict comes out, as well as the Avalanche toss up into the air, and this should be their dead Elder Titan. Pico stuns up Mogar. He's got 1 point now into the Cursed Crown, which is a stun after 4 seconds. Are they going to be able to get the Witch Doctor though? The Rocket Barrage comes out with the missile. Not in time. And now, back in the mid, right click's coming out onto the Visage. So Elder Titan being chased down. Is he going to be able to get himself away? With this drain, it's not going to be enough. Leo style now. Could be going down to the Visage though. There's going to be the rotation incoming from the Underlord. There's going to be the pit. And Leo style just gets taken down at the Bounty Hunter. It's going to be a return 1-for-1 as the Bounty takes down the Visage. It was actually the Familiars to finish that one off.
That's 4 in a row.
Did he get the Gyrocopter? Was that on the bottom lane? It was. Just looking for those. That's a big stack there as well. And now, bot lane, they could make a move. The Bongos comes out onto the Dark Willow. And Pico just hides himself underneath the tower.
you hear me okay now?
Oh, is it back? Yeah, it looks like Discord was a bit of a mess.
I think it was just Discord, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I wasn't sure if it was...
It's been doing that the past couple of days. It's a bit of a pain. I had to change the servers on the Discord like 3 times the other day to get it to work.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people having problems. Dark Widow's in a little bit of trouble bottom lane.
Yeah, everything comes out and instantly bursts down. The Stomp's going to be there as well as the pit to keep the Tiny locked down on the right clicks. Costabile does pick that one up and the chase comes out onto the Bounty Hunter. It's dusted up and revealed. So now the Rocket Barrage, it's going to be enough damage it looks like. One more right click. And Theo picks that kill up. Witch Doctor is able to get back to the tier 1 tower, however. And 12 minutes in, it's interesting that both teams just aren't looking for that mega push yet. You know, they're content to find these kills. Gyrocopter's going to get the stacks. But as far as mounting a push, well, the Juggernaut is the most effective at it at the minute because he's just being left alone on the lane.
Yeah, and he can spin away if he needs to.
And he's not too far off the Battle Fury as well. It's at about 700 gold, 800 gold away from picking that up.
Yeah, thereabouts. And that kind of shows us that you know, they're not looking to end this game quickly. They're happy to extend the lead.
A spin coming out onto Wonderlord. It's going to be a lot of damage. Is he going to be able to get himself away? Doesn't look like it. It's Benjaz.
And he doesn't have to expend the Omni Slash either, which is...
No, a lot of damage coming out there. It's going to be a 3-man rotation through the dire jungle. They want to get a... Is it going to be a long wraparound as the Visage is just getting gone on in the mid lane? The Death Ward even dropped for this. So this rotation in, it's going to be the death of the mid lane hero, but they're going to be able to pick up the DP. They do get it even with the drain. And the chase
she commits exorcism. That's huge because that's not down for down for like over 2 minutes now. Like, and they're unsurprisingly forcing the issue now.
Bounty Hunter, the cask is going to bounce. It bounces back to the creep wave though, so Costabile in the clear, even with these tracks coming up. Bounty Hunter just needs to move himself away. And they're keeping it quite even. I know it's a 3k net worth lead, but it's not gone up at all in the past few minutes. So SG, even with this, like you say, this little bit more late game, you know, they're not giving this early game away easily. I say that as the cast comes out and Gyrocopter taken down once again.
Caster curse. Caster curse. This Juggernaut is poor. He's large. Got the level 2 Omni Slash ready to go at any stage as well, and he's just quite happy to free farm solo top. Dream of these games as a Juggernaut.
I mean, this is it, isn't it? If you're not being interrupted, there's no reason to go look for the kills. You're going to be able to pick up that tier 1 tower eventually. It's on about half health now, as there's going to be a stack up in the mid lane. What are they going to try and go for here? Anybody carrying a smoke? No smokes just yet, but it looks like they just maybe want to force out a push. The familiars are up. Pico's here as well as the ET.
Tiny's got Tread's Blink as well, so he's ready to get involved.
Pico spots out the Witch Doctor. There's going to be the Sentry Ward to take down this Observer Ward, but there's going to be the Curse Crown, the Brambles. Cask bounces through, but they take down Leo style. 4-5 heroes stacked up in the mid lane. ET does get the Bounty Hunter dusted as well. You know what, the Juggernaut takes the top. The bottom's already gone down now as well. It looks like they just want to force out the tier 2. There's going to be no DP ult now for the next 20 seconds. It will be available when he comes back alive. But for now, this tier 2 tower being pressured, pushed down by Laposa, who's leading the line. Tiny does have the blink, but it looks like Underlord. It's going to be the Underlord Express to try and get them out before these kills.
Beautifully done.
And they even get the tower.
And he dodges the Omni Slash, like, or at least the fatal blows of the Omni Slash. That's down for 2 minutes. A clutch Dark Rift to the shrine.
Putting a universe to assault the
Yeah, yeah.
And now the Gyrocopter, the Visage with the Familiars, just happy to push down this top tier 1 tower as well, really to start to take it away from the Juggernaut. Do you think there's any timings on this game? Like you say, the Juggernaut doesn't mind going to the late game, but do you think, is there any point where SG say, right, we need to win this by X minutes, or do you just think with the Gyrocopter, this could be a late game as Underlord gets tossed back in, the track's going to be the spin as well, the tree even being thrown. All it's missing is the kitchen sink. Leposa, though, may get away with the split earth coming out from the ET. They take down the Tiny. Rotation coming on to the Juggernaut. Are they going to be able to slow him down? Call down, one more right click. Pick this up, and now Leo style could be in trouble as well. Just look at that ET move, 400 movement speed. Anything to cancel the TP?
That's a huge pick again. You could see what Mad Kings were thinking there. They were holding the DP out. They wanted to push that tier 2, but that initiation just went so wrong for them.
So yeah, I'm talking about timings, but SG absolutely running over Mad Kings there.
Yeah, it was tough. The Omni Slash was down. Tiny caught a little bit out of position, a little deep, perhaps.
I mean, they were on track to get the kill onto the Underlord as soon as that Pit of Malice with the ET Earth Splitter came out, though. It all turned around.
Yeah, he did well to Underlord did well to sort of duck into the trees and put the Pit of Malice down to save his own life, and that just caught them so deep trying to kill him. But I think, in answer to your earlier question, I think they'd rather not take it late, because you've got Tiny, DP, and Jug, and Witch Doctor scales reasonably well with a Maledict, and you get an Ags, and that's a problem, because you don't have a Clockwork or anything that can interrupt it if he's glimmered, other than the Familiar Stun, I guess. And if you get fortunate with an Echo Stomp, other than that, he's looking pretty.
So, well, maybe like 45-minute mark, they need to be in control.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they do have huge team fight potential, but I just think you don't really want to be fighting into that team late game, particularly that you only really have one Flash Farmer, who's Gyrocopter. You know, Visage needs to be, you know, as you can see from the last hit table, he's 75 to 15, which is less than Tiny even. And Tiny's a mere offlaner, so that's just one of the weaknesses of that hero.
The push coming out, it's going to be a fortification. I think that was for the tier 1 tower mid, but it is going to help out the push onto the tier 2 tower top as Juggernaut just runs himself away. The tier 2 tower on the top lane down to about 500 health and still falling with these familiars being able to just siege it down bit by bit. Leo Style does come up now with the Rip Swarm and gets at least one with a right click to finish that off. So Banjaz got himself the full Battle Fury. It's 19 minutes going towards the full Manta style now as well. Not too far off that.
Yeah, he's big. He's had a good game.
As Leposa just starts to push out this bot lane once again. The tier 2 tower has been pressured by the Tiny. They could even try and make a go of this with the Bounty Hunter being behind, but Pico just helping out Leposa there, and Sladen can't really do anything about it. You can get a track off, maybe you get the invis and away. But,
don't think Pico saw that the re-shadow walk by Bounty, looking for this Courier Snipe, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, that was the dust and the reveal, though. The Curse Crown comes out onto the tower, the Pit of Malice as well, so the Bounty Hunter may pay with his life, but he does delay the reveal on the Courier for the next 2 minutes at least.
I think he's happy with that. Like, if you're a Bounty Hunter, I think that's okay.
Well, I mean, anything that stops the enemy team getting revealed as a Bounty Hunter is A-okay, right?
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
And that's...
Radiant's mid tower's getting the 1-4.
Oh, they're dark rifting up to the Axe Familiars. Yeah. So their push potential is going to be huge now.
And I didn't realise the Visage had picked up the Ags already. 20 minutes in, the 3 Familiars coming out now. These towers are absolutely going to melt.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
The damage they deal with the Solar Crest is going to be, excuse me, with the Medallion of Courage, she's going to Shrek.
Like this. Trouble brewing at Radiant's.
Bounty Hunter smoke breaks, no reveal. It doesn't look like they get it a little bit too late. Yeah.
It looks like they're not interested in contesting this Roche. Just they're happy to try and take a tier 3 for the trade.
think Laposa is going to be enough to defend it now as well, throwing down the flames as well as the pit?
I don't think so, but they look like they're not sure. Yeah, look, they're great rotation from Underdog to stop the push, and they're happy with that exchange.
You see the Bounty Hunter as well, he's going to be able to get the track off and run himself away, so no way to capitalise on that sentry ward. And yeah, now Gyrocopter has an Aegis. They have a tier 2 tower, they have a straight shot to the tier 3 tower in the mid lane if that's what they want to go for. As far as the power spike goes, the net worth, it is going to be the Juggernaut up there at 12k. Gyrocopter only at 8k. So with the Battle Fury now on the Juggernaut, it's going to be a hard time to try and catch up, but Costabile, I mean, this early on in the game, 21 minutes, do they really care? If they've got themselves an Aegis, starting to put themselves in the commanding position and start in the way of team fights as well.
You're a fresh BKB waiting in the stash as well, which is again huge. Avoids the Maledict damage, avoids the bongos. Tiny's combo does very little. Tiny getting picked off. Tiny doing the picking off on Pico. That's
a gem as well. The Bounty Hunter is going to pick that up. The Pit of Mars comes down. Sentry Ward. Are they going to be able to get this back as the flames do come down and Sladen is going to fall? Ooh, even the Courier. As 4DR takes down the Witch Doctor. That was a 4 times kill streak on the Witch Doctor as well. It's a decent amount of gold.
I think SG can take 2 towers here if they
Roga doesn't have the best mana in the world. He's only sitting on about 150-ish. Does have a TP though, so can get himself away as the push does come in from the Radiant. And SG, yeah, I guess like you say, they just take this tier 1, move themselves up to the tier 2, as Juggernaut looks to push down this tier 2 in the mid lane. But the rotations do come back from, I guess, the less pushy heroes.
Yep.
Theo didn't get his spirit up before. Oh no, he did get the spirit up before the stomp. Just wasn't that effective.
They've got so much sustained push, and the Dark Rift to defend this tier 2 bottom. So terrifying when they just appear like that. Particularly when you don't have vision, because you don't know how many people are coming. Like it's really mean.
Something that we've not seen so far, at least I've not seen picked up so far, is this Death Prophet using the ult to push. I think the only time we did see it was when she died in the mid lane.
That's right, yeah. Bountiful. Another smoke again. They love smoking, these guys.
Yeah, they leave out the Gyrocopter though. The rotation going to be coming through onto the bot. Not going to be able to find anyone near these bot lane creeps as Gunlord once again. 4 points into the Firestorm. Which clears off the wave pretty darn quick. When you've got the Underlord that was that offlane hero up against the net worth of the Gyrocopter, in fact just a little bit above as well. You know he had a good lane. Or the Gyrocopter had a bad lane at least.
Sure. As you see, you're climbing the net worth charts quite nicely now. They're occupying 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, which is a recent shift.
Benjaz has himself a DD. Backdoor protection going to go off the tier 2 tower now as well, so it will just crumble for the might of the Juggernaut as well as the DP. And although TP's himself back, just to clear off this wave once again, the Firestorm should be able to take down these creeps, as the push coming through from the Gyrocopter as well as the Visage does take down the tier 2 tower on the bot lane. And just looking at Gyrocopter's items, he's going towards that butterfly. Is there anything else that, because he picked up the early drums as well, is there anything else that he needs to look for specifically after that butterfly?
I think because he's picked up the Blink Dagger and he wants to get kind of up close and personal, which I think is great. I really like Skadi on Jugger or Abyssal Blade, just to combo with the Blink Initiation.
I mean, he's got the BKB queued up. I mean, do you really think a Jug needs that, especially when he gets the oh, he didn't go for the +1 Blade Fury, did he? He's got the 25 attack speed.
Well, you can't obviously right click in the Blade Fury, so maybe he thinks he needs to output damage whilst they have a lot of lockdown. To be fair, that's magic based on SG. So I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's good.
So we're back once again. The 3 familiars chasing down the Juggernaut, but he's going to be able to run himself away with that 416, 504, even with the phase boots movement speed. And how effective do you think this bounty hunter's been? I mean, he's 3, 7, and 7. I'm not sure about the amount of track kills. I'm sure he's got a couple off, but is this what you want to be seeing 25 minutes in from your bounty hunter, or do you expect a little bit more from him?
I mean, I think he has done good work. He put a lot of pressure on Visage in the mid lane in the early game. Which is why you saw such a dominant victory from DP, and also you saw a couple of nice plays. I've enjoyed watching him as well. But yeah, I think he's done okay. I think you're happy with the really nice attempt to try and pour stuff. Yeah. Is it Visage or Willow? I didn't see.
No, the Gyrocopter got 4 staff forwards though.
It was Gyro. Forgive me. So a nice attempt to try and get him out of the Dark Rift. In time, but slightly mistimed it, and they were able to compensate. I think what I like, both teams are very respectful of the level of push the other team has. Whenever you see one of them pushing, the other one immediately goes back to respond.
Oh, this could be big. The Tiny roaming in with the Shadow Blade is going to get the Toss Avalanche combo, and Pico absolutely blown up. Now the missile comes out. Mugger going to be taking a harass from the Rocket Barrage as well. He just runs himself away, yeah.
That's expensive. That's your 10-second BKB.
I mean, it's a flat 70-second cooldown now as well. So even when you get down to 5 seconds, you're effectively losing out as another. What it used to be like 55 at the bottom.
It was I think 55 at 5 seconds. I think. I think that's a good change. I think you know. BKB's fine, but it's almost a mandatory item on let's say 70% of cores. So I like seeing mandatory items being nerfed.
And I suppose it opens up new items, things like the Lincoln Sphere, the Aeon Disc.
Huge fan of Aeon Disc. Oh my goodness, I think it's a fantastic item. Particularly if you're playing Enigma or you're playing against a team like that has a Necrophos or something that blows, that likes to combo and blow somebody up. Even a Morphling, if you're against a Morphling. Aeon Disc is often much better than BKB because even if they jump you, you can still live.
40 going to be tracked up as Slater moves himself away. The Tiny moves himself up to the top lane as Underlord TP's out. It's just, like you say, they're respecting this push. The tier 3 tower is now down to about 200 health. So do you think this is where SG just keep picking away, excuse me, maybe look for the push there, or do you think they take it as these gaps appear?
I mean, they're huge fans of the smoke play, so I think every time a smoke's available, they should go for a pick. But you've got Crimson Guard, you've got 10-second BKB on Gyrocopter. Bounty Hunter again might be caught out here. He is spotted.
Yeah, the Curse Crown comes out. 4 staff, but it's 4 staff right underneath the sentry. The BKB comes out from the Tiny now as well. Underlord going to go for that Dark Rift. Are they going to be able to kill him off in time?
No.
They do they?
Oh,
just gets himself out.
That Echo Stomp was massive.
And he committed the Greaves, the Crimson Guard, the Wand, everything to make sure he survived through that. And yeah, just should be thanking his support to get it for getting him out of that. Otherwise, that would have been a dead Underlord.
That's the DPLT down as well. So it was a pretty expensive fight for those guys. Still got the Omni Slash up. Looking to get a little bit of chip damage on this tier 3 while the opportunity's available. Nope, he's decided against it.
Going to be a quick Roshan as well. It is up in the next 20 seconds. The full clock about 35. So, who's in the more commanding position to take this on? Do you think it's going to be SG picking up a second one, or do you think Mad Kings now are going to be able to contest and try and take this off SG?
Difficult to say though. They both have good Roche lineups, to be honest with you. Oh, Underlord in a whole world of pain here.
The Omni Slash comes out, it bounces towards the ET, but it's not going to be enough as Benjaz does pick up Leposa. Now the cooldown coming through, the spin wears off from the Juggernaut. Force staff onto the ET as well. He's going to get the Earth split of the BKB pop by the Tiny. Drags them back in though, and Gyrocopter chasing down the Juggernaut. The BKB popped on him as well. Does have the spin up in the next couple of seconds. The right clicks the Yule Scepter from the DP up onto the Visage to protect the Juggernaut, and Leo Style is going to be able to get his carry away, but the Bounty Hunter might not be, or might be, with that Force staff down. There is a regen rune there as well. The missile chases him out, but with the dust not being anywhere near him, the missile should hit, and it should be Bounty Hunter being able to get himself safely away. That Force staff coming in clutch there.
I think Bounty Hunter very fortunate to grab a regen rune when he did, because otherwise that would have been a much easier chase down. But I think SG looking to push this top lane now. They know the 2 BKBs are down on Tiny and Juggernaut.
TP's coming out, Tiny comes back as well as the Witch Doctor, but this tier 3 tower, the missile onto the DP, the Familiars just decide against it, come back, take down the tier 3 tower, the Toss Avalanche, it's going to be the Dark Pit cancelled. Pit of Malice there, cancelled off. But the 3 cores from the side of SG just happy to sit up onto this high ground and siege down the melee racks, and now the Underlord going to be popping out his taxi service as well. Leo Style may even go down as the Death Ward not going to be effective. You'll set to saving the DP though. Once again,
the Dark Rifts has been really well used this game, and I think they've really just played around these Death Prophet ultis so well. Like every time it's cast, they're either she dies immediately or they make their escape.
Yeah.
Like they just it's almost like as soon as DP leans back to cast it, they make their move,
And that's it. It's going to be wearing off once again, and that was the 4th defensive DP ult, maybe? So it's not even going to be used offensively. The Pit of Mars does come out, the spin from the Juggernaut, but it looks like the Witch Doctor not going to be lucky to get away now. Tiny pops his BKB, going to go for the runaway. Force Staff comes out from the Bounty Hunter on himself as Mogar forced to just leg it, and it looks like he's not going to be able to get himself away from that. Costabile once again 6, 3, and 7 picks up the Tiny.
And they are now in a great position to do Roche if they so desire, but they've got such good push, maybe they just want to take a tier 3 mid. Looks like that's the option they're going for.
Oh yeah, maybe try and force out a buyback. If the Tiny does buy back, then you can move yourself back to Roshan. Spirit, stomp onto the Bounty Hunter, the Force Staff gets himself away again. But yeah, tier 3 tower, the buyback, there it is. Do they move
not relenting.
Back? No.
Still thinking about it, still chipping away.
Juggernaut does have the BKB if he wants to try and commit to this, but no spin for the next 9 seconds. Omni Slash is there. Tier 3 tower takes the fall, the stomp. Just a bit of a zoning one that keeps the Dire back, and now the Cursed Crown onto the Bounty Hunter as well, keeping him stunned up, forced away from the rest of his team. The Firestorm does come down, the spin from the Juggernaut. Brambles keep everyone else locked down, and now the Pit of Malice over the top as well. Good synergy with those 2 heroes, those
huge
roots.
There's 20 seconds on the DP ult, so they're going to need to hold by other means until that's available. I think if the rest of the game's been anything to go by, I think Leposa is ready to Dark Rift as soon as that's up.
Yeah, and it's there. I mean, what's the cooldown? It's only 110 seconds, so it is less than the DP, and maybe, like you say, that is what they're saving it for.
So well this game as well. Just everything, the timing, where he's positioned himself while he's done it.
Bounty Hunter up on the high ground, spots out Costabile. Does have himself a gem. It's actually Pico's gem there as well. Shrine's going to come out, but it looks like the rotation coming in from Mad Kings. Do they want to try and take advantage of this? With 5 heroes grouped up, Tiny could get a good toss avalanche, but it looks like they just backed themselves away. Not 100% sure where SG are. Don't want to commit too much to this. And even Elder Titan just readying up that stomp. But the top lane pushes in. Range Rax goes down.
They can't. They need to stick around for this Roche though. They can't commit too many heroes to save it. It's going to be DP by herself.
The Roshan Bounty Hunter's sneaking himself around, but there is a sentry.
Looks like they're going to contest this, but they've got to be quick. It's almost down.
Yeah, they're trying to get themselves in position, but the Pit of Mars keeping the DP. The Brambles locks off 2 out of the 3 points. Good choke points there, and out of the cast. Excuse me, going to bounce onto Theo, but he just gets himself away. Omni Slash, is it going to come through? It is! Bouncing through the Familiars, though. Once again, Sladen will pick down Pico, but the Aegis and that Rift away on the Omni Slash. Familiar's doing work to save the life of his carry.
He got a little unlucky there with the jumps, because I think one more would have done it on Gyro. Again, Dark Rift saves the day. That preserves that Aegis for this next push, which is huge.
Yep, exposed racks in the mid lane. It could be 2, could even push it to a 3. The Tiny has bought back, which is going to be down for the next... It's still 5 minutes. So, Tiny needs to play this so carefully. Can't be caught out. Could be doing the catching out though, as he does get the Shadow Blade away. Yeah, just plays it safe, moves himself away. And Bounty Hunter sees the ET. Don't know where the stomp was actually coming from. It may have just been a bit of a reveal, just like a blind stomp, maybe looking for that Bounty Hunter.
Sure.
And again, taking a look at the items. Claudia, it's got that Solar Crest now. Got the AC as well. Just brown boots, but he doesn't really care about the movement speed. He's just going to go full aggression.
It's really horrendous to play against. You got Solar Crest, which is -10 armor, and AC is -5, I believe, which is just -15 armor with those familiars. It's massive.
Now bot lane Pico.
Going to push in both lanes at the same time, I think. So you've got to commit a hero to push out the bottom lane while you take pot shots at mid.
I suppose the Gyrocopter can just sustain this as long as he doesn't come too far forward. You know, maybe sticks around there. Can just flat cannon the creeps as they come out.
Looks like he's going for Satanic next. Yep.
What's with all the scribbling?
And as dominant as they've been, SG, oh, they find the courier in the trees, the right clicks, they take it down, nothing on it. But that's still a sad courier.
Sure.
But yeah, SG, it's, like I say, 37 minutes in, 19 to 16. As dominant as they've been, they've still not really capitalized on this net worth. You know, it's only just going their way. So Mad Kings, at least they have the net worth on their side, which is a small consolation that the Juggernaut is pretty damn massive.
I mean, the Death Prophet will be reeling there. There was a Shiva's Guard she was going for.
Well, the missile comes out into the Tiny, not going to pop the BKB, just going to take it to the face as the tier 3 on the spot lane takes a little bit of harass from the Gyrocopter. Bounty Hunter, what's he going to do? Moves out, just gets the track, Costabile. Yeah, plays it with the rest of his team. He's got the Familiars backing him up as well. In fact, I think the Familiars are just following the Gyrocopter as he just waltzes himself up, takes a little bit onto the tier 3 and then moves himself back down as the Crimson Guard comes back down. Pit of Mars there, being used to zone. And this tier 3 crumbles. Cask bouncing through, but Costabile is going to be able to shrug that one off. Still has the Aegis.
So much sustaining as well with the Satanic and the Guardian Greaves and the Crimson Guard and the Damage Aura. Like, they're just a tanky lineup.
In fact, Willow the teasing the Terrorites as well to force them back. The BKB's popped, going in. It looks like the Omni Slash does take down the other. KZ gets the last bit of damage there on him. The Earth Splitter comes through. Now the Omni Slash is going to be used. It's going to be the right clicks and cooldown coming over the top as well. Juggernaut is going to be able to get himself away. His DP is trapped in those brambles. Moves himself back, but it's not going to be enough. As Juggernaut gets away, but the DP not so lucky. Aegis is going to be popped. Bounty Hunter comes in with the Juggernaut once again. Pit of Mars keeps them steady. Bounty Hunter's going to go down. Laposa picks that one up, and it's going to be the kill. The buyback coming out from the Juggernaut needs to be careful, because if he dies here, this will be the game. And SG just want to carry on going. Laposa takes down the ranged Rex with the help of Costabile as well as the Familiars. Dark Willow got the protection of the Brambles as well as the Pit of Malice, so you can see Mad Kings just playing it back, playing it safe. Don't want to be caught out here. But this could potentially be Magus, yeah.
I think it's a shame Mad Kings fought that so well that last fight. They were just maybe a little bit too far behind. They blew up Underlords so quickly so that the taxi service was gone. Jaro really only just stayed alive with that Satanic and ended up dropping the Aegis anyway. So I think in a slightly more even game they would have wiped them there.
Just try and
Now Bounty Hunter. I mean, nobody's defending these tier 4s. It is only it's not even Mega Creeps, just Super Melee as of yet. But this tier 4 tower, you know, Mad Kings really need to time them leaving the base, because unless the Bounty Hunter gets something like a Battle Fury, he can't really stick back. You know, the Witch Doctor has trouble clearing the waves as well, so they may need to commit a core, get Boots of Travel onto one of them, and commit a core to defending this base as they look to push out. But SG not going to give them time, looking to get this fight in the dire jungle. Tiny does have the BKB, blinked himself, the avalanche, so there's going to be the Hex though. Pit of Malice turns the BKB on, right click coming out onto Leposa. Leposa going to be running himself away. Moga, what's he going to do here as the Terrorize forces back the Death Prophet, and SG get themselves away safe. Even the stomp being committed, the chase is on the blink forward though, and the avalanche there was on cooldown, but would have been onto 2 hits now onto the Pico with the toss, but it's not going to be enough as the ultimate comes out. Costabile finishes that one up, and the Bedlam just does so much damage. Even the Tiny there with 2.7k health instantly melts down. Pit of Mars comes up, Benji's runs himself forward, and there comes the Dark Rift trying to get his team away. Omni Slash, is he going to be committed? No.
Time.
Yeah, and again,
now look at that.
They get themselves into the base, onto the Megas. The TP's coming in from the Death Prophet, but this looks like it's going to be the tier 4s. Death Prophet pops the BKB. Is he going to be able to get himself away safely? The Drain's coming through. Leo style trying to do what he can to try and sustain and help his base, even committing the ultimate to this with buybacks. Pit of Malice, Witch Doctor needs to move himself away. You'll set to saving the DP's life for now. Pit of Malice comes down over the tier 4s. Tiny though is going to be burst down, taken down by Costabile, even the Earth Splitter. Omni Slash going to be able to dodge that one out, but Costabile picks himself up a double, could go for the triple. Theo, and it's just going to be, this is going to be game. So the first game, yeah, going to go the way of SG. It is a best of 3, so Mad King to have a chance to come back. SG looking to take this in a 2-0 swipe. So, game number 1 in the bag. We are going to take a quick break, guys. It's going to be about 10-15 minute break, but we're going to be back with game number 2, and we're going to be able to see if Mad Kings can come back, or if SG just take it in 2. Stick with us, and we'll be back after this.